What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
You were just starting the show and you already threw your hands up in disbelief. Why'd you do that? What's wrong?
No, I'm like, I tell you, we having major internet problems over here today.
Oh, great. This is wonderful. This is wonderful. I love it.
You can't live on top of a mountain, man, and expect to have great internet.
Live from the 1940s is Robert Horry with internet and a guy on a roof with an antenna. Apparently on a 98-second delay. So that should be a lot of fun for everybody.
Oh, are we on a delay?
I don't know. I think so.
Are we on a delay?
Oh, no. All right. No, you're pretty caught up. Okay, good.
Okay.
Good. For a second there, it sounded like we were going to be on a crazy delay.
If not, we have to go old school. I'll switch to my iPad.
That's okay. We'll do the best we can to get through this.
I got it here, right here.
Oh, emergency support. I love that. Yeah, backup. The IT is we'll just go to the iPad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. By the way, this is episode 253 of the Big Shot Bob podcast. B-Dog Brandon Harper is here. My name is Rob Jenners. That, of course, with internet from the 30s, is seven-time NBA champion Robert Horry working on AOL dial-up from 1991. But
it's not that bad, is it?
I know it's fine today, but you always say, "Oh, we got internet issues," and like halfway through the show, you vanish for like 40 seconds. So that's
it's so weird. I actually had. Should I call him out?
Well,
I work for him, so I can call him out.
Spectrum.
I had Spectrum out here, and the guy was like, "Well, you got great speed coming into the house," and it's like everything in the house is working fine. I don't know why. I'm like, he doesn't know why. I'm like, okay.
It's always a good sign when the cable guy's like, "You got me, dude." I don't know.
He said, "Well, I don't know where your splitter is that splits everything. Maybe it's your splitter has gone bad." And I was like, "Okay, I got to find my AV guy and find out what a splitter is."
Forget it. This is a maze that will never be untangled. Yeah, we'll be in this mousetrap forever.
So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just selling the house.
Do go for it.
I can't have good internet. I'm selling a house.
I say get out of there. I say get out of there. I say get out of the state completely. That's my move.
Yeah, where the heck you going?
Yeah, get the hell out of California. That's my move.
Come to Georgia.
Dude, please. We need you here in the city. We'll put you to work at the radio station, damn it. We have jobs.
Okay, I'll take a job.
We will put you to work. You ain't going to be making Spectrum money, but we will put you to work. You get paid in like walk-ons gift cards.
Don't take that pay cut.
But I get to hang out with you guys.
You do.
That's cool.
You do. It ain't worth the pay cut.
I still want you to get your money.
Once that NBA pension kicks in, then you can do whatever the hell you want, man. Then get the hell out of there and come hang out with us. Mm-hmm. Well, I had a whole bunch of stuff on the show sheet today that I kind of laid out, and we'll get to a lot of it. We can talk a little bit about Cade. We're going to talk about some March Madness stuff. We will get into the standings. I'm going to skip ahead because you kind of blew up the show sheet today in the good way. You sent us a clip today that I had not seen. And I tell you, when I get ready for this show every week, I comb through as much of the NBA stuff as I can find. I had not seen this. So I didn't know about this until you sent it on. So let's talk a little bit about the Lakers of it all, because that's going to get us into what we're about to do. Lakers were on a nice rip there. It went
9 games.
9 straight, then they dropped that one last night.
To Detroit.
Yeah, so, they were on a nice little rip there. The big story coming out of that, obviously Luka's been playing just
awesome
sideways. Out of
playing good defense, too.
Yeah. During the 9-game win streak, they're the only players in NBA history to average 40 points per game over a 9-game win streak are Luka Doncic and Wilt Chamberlain. So that's not bad company to be in at any point. Wilt did it in 61 and 62. Luka did it this year. And his MVP odds have gone way up.
Yeah.
So what this gets us to is the technical that got rescinded the other night. So I don't know how to pronounce dude's name that he was getting into the scuff with at all. And I'm not even going to try to do it. I don't even know how to say the last name. I can't. Didike or Dikete, or I don't even know this dude's name. But apparently him and Luka were exchanging words in another language. And he said some pretty ugly stuff about Luka's family. Luka fired back, gets the technical. They appeal it, and it gets rescinded. What did you say on TV?
Well, if you see the Draymond clip, he actually said it word for word from point C.
Okay.
And what I said was...
Well, that's why I'm giving you the opportunity to say it all the way.
What I said was that I can't remember. Was that Draymond actually wrote it down and read it, so he remembered better than I does.
Okay.
What I said was, I can't believe the refs are called a tech when players are talking to each other. When you have problems when a player talks crazy to you like a Draymond Green and you don't call a tech. And so Draymond, I guess he assumes that I am talking about him talking about people's families, which I'm not. You know, I have a lot of respect for Draymond Green. Actually went up to him when I first met him and said, yo, you'd have brought the best out of me. I'd love to play against you. So Draymond, this is what I said, since you said you don't know the point I was making and I'm trying to get some attention by using your name. I'm not trying to use your name for attention. So Draymond, I'm using you because you're the perfect example. And your example is you talk crazy to the refs sometimes and the refs don't call techs. So when players are not in the altercation, pushing or shoving, they're talking crazy to one another, and especially in the language I'm sure that ref didn't understand, is calling it a tech. And that was the point I was making, Draymond Green, not the fact that you were talking crazy about someone's family, the fact that you talk crazy to refs and they let it slide. And this fact, they didn't let it slide when two guys were just talking to one another. And that's the point I was making. And so it's amazing how when people, you know, they take it and try to flip it and make it negative. You know, everybody in the world knows you the prime example of Draymond when it comes to talking to refs and not getting a tech. So kudos to you for having that rep and having that rapport with refs where they don't tee you up and throw you out the game. So that was the point I was making, especially on a show about the Lakers, on a show about the guy who could win MVP, and by getting a tech, which would cause him to miss a game.
One game suspension.
That's what I was talking about.
Okay. So with all that said, here's Draymond Green. I'm going to play it in as much of it as entirety as I can here. It's about 1:50, so hang tight because I think he explains the whole thing. And then there's a couple moments in here we can readdress. This is Draymond Green on his podcast.
Robert Horry goes on the show and brings me up in the conversation. Maybe I think he wanted some attention, so everybody, let's get Robert Horry the attention that he deserves.
Here you go, Rob.
Thank you.
I don't know what I had to do with this. But anyway, he said, I always laugh because I've always seen certain players, I'm not going to call no names, cough, Draymond Green that says things to the refs and they let it slide. But when you say things to other players, there's no pushing or shoving. You want to call a double tech on the players. Stop taking money out of players' pockets. Robert Horry, I am in favor of not taking money out of players' pockets. I am not sure how you ended up with my name in this statement because, it just don't really fit the conversation. Number one, I don't talk about people's family. I talk a lot of shit on the basketball court. You can ask a lot of guys the things that I say. I don't talk about guys' family. I have in one instance in my career, and it wasn't about family, like relationship stuff.
Okay.
And this guy I thought went way over the edge and gloves came off. But I'm not one to talk about families. I don't do that. I think there are certain lines you don't cross because no one's going to come on the court to talk about my family. That line won't be crossed. So respect Luka for standing up to that. Again, Robert Horry bringing my name up, I'm not sure what point he was trying to make. I think he just wanted to say my name. It didn't quite land that well because it didn't enhance the story. I know my name enhances a lot of people's story. Unfortunately, with this one, I just don't quite see how it made its way. But thanks for the shout out, I suppose, Robert Horry.
That's how it ended. So it goes on for a while. I trimmed that down to the guts of like the 2 minutes or so where he's kind of talking about you and specifically what you said on TV. So
I'm like, I appreciate the shout out to you, Draymond, because you have a very popular show. So thank you for the shout out.
Swing some listeners this way, buddy. We'll take them. I've reached out to Draymond's people a couple of times and to the Warriors to try and get him on, and I haven't heard back, but I'm going to now follow up again now that you and he have put each other's names in your individual mouths. Pause. And see if we can get Draymond to come on and maybe just kind of talk it out. Obviously, there's no ill will here. There's no hard feelings or anything like that.
But what did it? If I just want to know from you two guys, did I say anything negative about Draymond? I just spoke the truth. Did I not?
I don't, and I'll let Harp go in here in a second. I just don't think Draymond likes being used as the example. That's my thought. And when I saw this, I was like, okay, obviously you were trying to make a point, but in your defense, if you're ever going to look at anybody and try to make a point about talking crazy and either getting or not getting a technical, there are very few better examples to put in the limelight than Draymond Green, because he is literally, we made a bet on this show that I lost in terrible fashion about would he get 10 texts last season, and he finished with like 17 or something. So I get why he was the example that you used there. I don't think you said anything out of face. I think you were trying to make a point, and to your credit, you went to the most reliable source for technical fouls, which
trust me, if Rasheed Wallace was still playing, I would have been
Rasheed. It would have been Rasheed. That's my thought.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's the fact that you used him as the example, and it's not necessarily the fact that it's not true. I mean, I think it's the fact that I guess he figures out of all other names or situations or things that you could have brought up, you brought up his name. But I mean, there's sometimes if the shoe fits, you kind of gotta wear it. I mean, when you start thinking about examples of technicals and guys having a lot to say to one another or having a lot to say, like you said, to the refs, you're not gonna get through too many folks. Matter of fact, you're not going to get through anybody. You're going to name Draymond first. And if you don't name him first, you're going to name him second. You're not going to get through too many players before you name Draymond Green. Yeah. We've seen it. We've seen technicals and things that he's done cost himself games in the NBA Finals. We've seen him be suspended because he's gotten to the limit of technicals for a season. So I get the fact that he may feel a way about you using him as the example. But kind of, in a sense, kind of a prime example. It's almost like, look, the hat, you've worn the hat for so long, it fits, and it's kind of what it is. And if you don't want the hat to fit anymore, then you kind of got to put on a new hat. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, I like Draymond. Draymond is a competitor.
We all do.
Draymond is a personality. They were just here in Atlanta, and the crowd was going at him, chanting things. He would turn around. He looked up, pointed up at the rafters, at the banners, the lack thereof of banners, counting his rings. I'm talking to guys on the sideline, on the bench. How many rings? I got 4 and whatnot. So, Draymond is a character. Draymond is great for the league. Draymond has a personality. But we know, along with his play on the court, and obviously he's a champion, we also know that Draymond has been known for yapping a little bit.
Listen.
Everybody, let's get Robert Horry the attention that he deserves.
That's what I'm saying.
Shout out to Draymond.
Shout out to Draymond Green, who gave us that clip and this one.
Thanks for the shout out, I suppose, Robert Horry.
We'll keep those two forever. Those made the Hall of Fame for us. Yeah.
He sounded a little sad. Thanks for the shout out,
I suppose, Robert Horry.
You know what though?
Yeah,
it is. When you hear champions talk about other champions, it does sound different than when you hear champions discuss non-champions, because usually when you have a guy who may be a good player and hadn't won anything, that's one of the first things that they bring up. What do you know about anything? You hadn't won anything. But when you got...
Are you talking about Chuck?
I'm just saying, like...
But it is the first line that Shaquille always goes to, which is, how many rings you got, Chuck?
Right. But in this situation, you got a guy that has 4, and you got another guy that has 7.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like... You realize what's not being mentioned when everything is mentioned, because you hear that so often from so many guys that when you hear two champions talk about one another, it's interesting because that's one of the things that's never brought up. So it's always interesting to hear the dialogue between guys who won multiple rings when it comes to an issue.
I've heard Draymond talk out of his side of his mouth about people far worse than some of the stuff he said directed at you. I think for you, he was just trying to make a point, but you could tell there was some respect there. Like he was doing it out of respect. You know what I mean? Like if he genuinely was sideways with you, that would have been a lot rougher. Like, I've heard him go after people.
Yeah, when I heard it, I was like, "Come on, Draymond. You know, I got a lot of love and respect for you because we all know you're gonna be once you retire, you already got another gig waiting on you. And so you're going to be using the same words I use about, let's say, who's still playing. You're going to say, whoever it may be.
Or whoever.
Wait a minute. Waiting on him. He got the gig now. Hell, he be on TV all the time. He been practicing for so long.
Playing audio from his podcast on the show.
The man literally gets off the court and goes on the podcast.
Well, I'm talking like with TNT or NBC or something like that, as far as like studio wise, with people sitting next to him. So that's what I said. But yeah, it's fun though. Good luck to Draymond and the Warriors, and hopefully they can make it to the play-in.
Nah, come on. Yeah, if we can get him on the show, it'd be dope to talk to Draymond.
That last part felt like a little bit.
No, I want Jimmy Butler. Oh, he's not playing. I want Steph to get back, and because they're great for basketball. That's what I mean. Think about the last time they was in the play-in game. Even though they lost, it was great for basketball. You want Steph and you want Draymond because that means more viewership and better for the NBA.
I agree. Right. And right now they're sitting at the 10. As we talk today, they're at the 10 spot.
Right there on the cusp.
They're on, but I think the drop off though is like 4 or 5 games or something down to the 11. So I feel like they're pretty, unless something goes real wrong. I feel like they're kind of in a good spot.
I believe Steph will be back soon.
I think so, but I haven't heard an update on him.
Yeah,
I have not seen an update
with the
on
team
him.
now.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of people I have not heard an update on, I haven't heard an update on Cade. Has anybody heard any of the latest on Cade with the collapsed lung?
Not since the collapsed lung.
That's crazy. So that was kind of like the post-credits last week. It happened, I think, on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And they took him out of the game, and then we didn't really find out till Thursday when Shams reported that he's going to be sidelined for an extended period of time due to a collapsed lung.
Yeah.
With 14 games left. They've won 50 games, by the way. They've won 52. This is the first time since the 2007-2008 season that the Pistons have won 50 games. So it's nice to see Detroit back to being some old school Detroit, but I don't know what that means for them though without him. End of the season, I guess. End of the regular season, you're in a good spot. I don't feel like you're sweating anything, but come postseason, you hope to have him back.
Yeah, you got to have him back.
Yeah.
They beat the Lakers the other night without him, but you think about it, if they don't get him back, the postseason won't last that long. But also. Tough. I always look at certain injuries like this. It could be a blessing in disguise for them because he's got some time to rest, and then he's going to be fresher for the playoffs, and he's a vital piece for that team. So, I think that we just got to wait and see. Hopefully he gets back sooner than later.
Right.
Well, they've had other guys. They were talking about other dudes in the league who've had the same issue and missed, I want to say it was like 4 to 6 weeks or something, which I figured when I heard collapsed lung, I was like, oh, shit. Like that's like he might not play again this season. I didn't think 4 to 6 weeks. And if legitimately, if it's 4 weeks, you're on the cusp of the postseason. Well, you're probably into the first round at that point. But I just haven't heard an update. I don't know where he stands. I don't know what that really means for him. But I feel like the NBA needs him in the postseason. Detroit specifically, but to your point about like the postseason's better with guys like Steph and Draymond in it. I feel like Detroit being where they are at the number 1 spot.
Right.
You want Cade in that line.
Of course.
You want him. You want him competing.
You need him for the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he's okay. You want to play a couple? Let's play a couple things from March Madness. I'm going to backtrack here because we're going to start the show with some of this. But what's wrong?
My bracket is busted.
Oh, everybody's bracket is busted. Everybody. Once Florida ate it, I was like, all right, that's it. Just crumple it up and toss it.
I think mine was busted before then.
Yeah, well, let's start with the one that I think got a lot of people. Number 12, High Point. Yeah. Took down number 5, Wisconsin in the opening round on Thursday.
Right.
The reason I bring it up is they're one of those small schools where they bring the student radio station with them to call it. So I have the student radio station's call at the end of the game. And these kids, this might be the most exciting thing that's ever happened to these guys.
Takes it inbounds. 9 seconds. Boyd wants it inside. Drive. 6 seconds. Block. Now Boyd, they launch down court. Anderson gets it. Throw on the glass slipper. It's a Cinderella story in Portland, Oregon. For the first time in program history. High Point breaks through. We will see you in the round of 32. Oh, what a feeling.
Oh, we got the what a feeling at the end of that. Just watching those kids go nuclear, man. That's just fun to watch the student section lose it. And dude, that's what March Madness is all about. That's why it's so awesome. The kid that shot the game winner for High Point, Chase Johnston, I love this. I wrote it down because it's crazy. He was 68 from 138 on the season from 3. That was his first 2-point basket of the season. The one that sealed the game to beat Wisconsin in March Madness is the first 2-point field goal he's made all year. Oh, it's great.
When I saw that, I was like, no freaking way. But then I thought about that guy. Remember that guy from, like, was it last season, 2 seasons ago? He upset someone all the threes. I can't remember who it freaking was, but he had like he had the Elvis cut, and he was just shooting all threes. And they thought he was going to go to the league, but of course he didn't go to the league. He shot number threes. I can't remember.
I don't remember.
It was a black team. I mean, the uniforms were black.
What now? I guess I can go a lot of ways. All right. Have you ever heard of Robbie Avila?
Yeah.
Of course.
Of Robbie Avila, the legend of Robbie Avila, is playing at St. Louis Billikens this year, who beat Georgia, number 8 Georgia in the opening round by 25 freaking points. He's 6'10". The reason I bring him up is he's got the best nicknames in the history of college basketball. 6'10" white boy with goggles. His nickname is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Milk Chamberlain. I like that one, too. Larry Nerd. College Jokic. And Kevin McPhail. So there's a couple real good ones in there. But they got bounced by Michigan, sadly. But yeah. I do love when a random tall white kid just earns a bunch of good nicknames and credit out of nowhere. And then
he miss big country.
He is very big country. You're right. He's very big country. Yeah. And then the last one I'll play for you would be Villanova. On Friday, Kevin Willard, their head coach, gave this interview to Lauren Shahadi on the sideline, and they asked him what he's got to do to get back in this game.
Coach, 16 paint points for Utah State. How do you keep them out?
I'm going to fire my staff because we've...
Not now.
Yeah, I am, because we've given up 8 points on underneath out of bounds defense. So the only thing I'm going to do is fire them and get a new staff.
All right, go do that now. Bye, Coach. Kevin, we're losing people by the second.
No, Lauren. Well, they're still there now. Right now they're okay. So at least they're going to be here through the end of this, half. I was going to say game, too.
You know what's funny about that? Is how many people really thought he was serious about that.
Oh, my God. That's what's the best part about it.
They really thought that he was serious about literally firing his whole staff in the middle of an NCAA tournament.
I love it. And I love that he got asked about it in the postgame and had to defend it.
You just mentioned making changes to your staff. You gave a...
it's a joke.
Well, that's what I want to ask you about.
Bless it.
You gave an interview during the game. It went viral. You're being criticized pretty heavily online.
I don't care.
Joke.
Welcome to my life.
I love that. And they lost. So
you had to be living under a rock not to understand that he was joking when he said that.
Oh, come on, dude. Buy yourself a sense of humor.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of good moments.
A
lot of good moments from March Madness. The St. John's win at the buzzer against Kansas was dope. That was a crazy game. There have been a lot of slugfests where it's been like, I couldn't even write them all down, but there was one I'm spacing on who it was that was like they hit the 3 at the end, or they hit the 2 to tie the game, and then there was 2 seconds left, and they hooked up a half-court shot and went in and tied the game again. And
that was Kentucky.
Was it the Kentucky game? Yeah, it was one of those back and forth, and someone was going to take down Kentucky, I think is what it was, and then they ended up winning in overtime. And so it was one of. There's been a lot of those games, but this is why March Madness is awesome, man. This is why it's fun to watch.
And I think about the Florida coach, how dumb that defense was.
Oh, my God, dude.
You do not chase anybody because they get ahead of you. What happens. You stay in front. And then you come back and run the same damn play. I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, Florida's the only number 1 seed to get bounced, I think, right? Aren't they the only one? Yeah, they're the only one that got kicked.
The only number 1.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you know what I hate about the NCAA this year, though, is so many great players are hurt. So you don't really get to see the true teams. Like, the guy from Iowa State, even though they won without him, and a guy from Virginia, think about it right here in the backyard, Bilodeau at UCLA. It's just, you hate when this happens. That's one thing about sports, though. You can be good. One key injury would send you on your way.
Oh, that's it. Goodbye. A lot of March Madness still to get to. I want to talk about We had a milestone for KD this week.
Yep.
Thought that was pretty cool. Kevin Durant passed Michael Jordan for career points. 32,294 career points. Makes him top 5 all time. Next up on that list is Kobe at number 4 with 33,643, and then Karl Malone with 36,928. Obviously, we don't think there's a shot that anybody ever catches LeBron for what he's doing. But do you guys think that KD's got a legit shot at finishing number 2?
I think it depends on how many points is he behind or away from number 2?
About 4,000.
That's gonna be hard.
That's gonna be tough.
So
I don't know where he is physically, as far as how many years he wants to keep going. I think he probably catches Kobe. Kobe's only less than 1,000 points, about 1,000 points ahead. So he'll catch Kobe, but Malone is 3,000 points beyond that. Yeah. So I feel like Malone at the number. What would be the number 3 spot? 2 spot?
But it's so weird, though, when you talk about Karl Malone and Kareem. All 2s, baby. Mostly all 2s.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
2s and 1s, no 3s. So I think about all the points they had, how the buckets they really had to get, man.
And speaking of Kareem, by the way, I missed that one. Kareem's number 2 at 38,000. So he's got to get 2,000 even beyond that to finish it, too.
Yeah. So but he's not catching LeBron. Nobody's catching LeBron.
Well, no one will catch LeBron. I don't know if he gets to Kareem, though, even. So 38,000 points. He's sitting around 32,000 something right now. So I mean, you're 6,000 points away from number 2.
Yeah, I think he catches Cole, but those other guys,
I might just bench too much.
Yeah, that's too much.
Trying to say he'll catch Kobe by end of next season.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Mid next season.
Yeah, mid next season.
It depends on how consistently he's going. Because I know he had 40 the other night, but KD is not in the place anymore. Definitely not of the age where every night he's walking in and scoring 30. Especially with the development of this young team. There are nights where KD may barely scratch 20. He may get 25, and it may be really quiet because you got
18 and 5 kind of nights.
Sengun had a triple-double the other night.
Yeah.
The Thompson twin is really, coming along and things of that nature. Jabari Smith is coming along. So I think when you have those young guys and who's the future of that team, it's just you're not going to have him walking in 30, 35 every night like you used to.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough road. It's going to be a tough road to get there if he tries to get there. We can look at standings real quick, and then we'll do a couple other things, and then we'll get to Big Shot and the game. Rob texted us and said, have you guys seen this story? Quadriplegic amputee, who is also a pro cornhole player. Now, mind you, he has no arms and no legs.
You're right.
Allegedly shot and killed an acquaintance during an argument and then drove off with the body. There are so many questions for me in this story. He's got no arms and legs, but he plays pro cornhole. He shot somebody and then drove away. So there's a lot to unpack there.
And didn't they say it was 2 people in the back?
Yeah, people in the back too. Yeah, that he was trying to get them to help him ditch the body, and they were like, no thanks, we're good. So we're going to play. The guy's name, by the way, is Dayton James Weber. He was booked on Sunday after witnesses said he shot and killed a passenger in the car. So I had to spend time on this story because I'm like, this is fake. I saw people posting and I'm like, this is fake. And it's a real story.
Yeah, it's definitely
it is a real story. So we're going to play. Today's game is going to be called Fake News. I'm going to give you a story. You just got to tell me if it's a real story or a fake story.
Got it.
So we'll play Fake News later in the show, courtesy of the quadriplegic cornhole murderer. I don't know what to call him.
Is he in the same line as Ting Ting? You remember Ting Ting?
No.
Remember Ting Ting?
No.
The guy who was in the Olympics. I think that's the name that spacing.
Yeah, you got me on this. I don't know.
Who the heck?
He killed his fiance, and they who called him Ting Ting? I think one of the comedians called him Ting. I think it was Jamie Foxx, because when he ran, it was like Ting 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 Ting. He called him Ting Ting.
Oh, I think I know
who you're talking about. I can't remember his name, but I know who you're talking about.
But
he had he had 2 artificial legs.
Yeah.
Oh damn! Now it's gonna drive me crazy that I can't think of.
Was it Jamie Foxx or was it someone that you call him Ting Ting?
I don't remember who called him that.
Poor little Ting Ting.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Barkley, was it?
No, I wouldn't know.
No, it was a comedian.
Okay, but I know who you're talking about now, and I can't remember his name. But yes, people are screaming at their phones right now, going, "Yeah!" But yeah, no, maybe he's the same. I don't know. But I mean, that guy at least had his arms. This dude doesn't have his arms.
I saw him shoot a gun, and
there's a video of online of him shooting a gun, and I'm like,
I was impressed.
Well,
not when you understand what took place.
I know, the impression sort of falls off, but the fact that he can even do it is wild.
Yeah.
And that he's a professional cornhole player. I'm like, dude, I got all my limbs.
Yeah,
I can't.
Cat Williams called him Teen Tat.
That's who it was, Cat Williams.
Yeah. And now we got to look up the guy's name because it's driving me crazy. And it was, it starts with an O maybe? Oscar something? Is it Oscar somebody? Or, damn, it's driving me crazy. All right. Look it up, Rob. You'll
Okay, I'll look it up.
You'll look it up in a second. We'll talk about standings. We mentioned Detroit at the top of the East. Celtics and the Knicks right there locked up at number 2 and 3. They're like a game apart. They're 47-24, 47-25. Cavs are number 4 right there. A couple games back of them with 44 wins. They've all locked up at least a play-in spot. So those teams will be in the postseason. Then it gets a little wonky in the East because you get the Raptors at 5. Hawks have climbed up to 6.
Yep.
76ers at 7, Magic at 8, Heat at 9, Hornets at 10. 5 through 10 are all within 2 games of each other.
Yep.
So that could change literally by the night. You could have a completely different playoff and play-in set night to night. So the East is going to be a little bit crazy. It falls way off then because the Bucks are down at 11 at 29 and 41.
Yeah, it don't matter.
What a horrible showing for Milwaukee this year. And they've had a litany of issues and injuries, and I get it, but, dude, just dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. At the bottom of the East, you got the Wizards at 14 and the Pacers at 15. Before last night's W, the Pacers got a W last night. Both of them had lost 16 straight games. So that's just piddling, poor performance. And we've talked about this before, so I don't want to get into it, but I did not see the Pacers being this bad. I just did not see that after being in the NBA Finals last year, and I know they lost a lot. I just didn't see them being this bad. Like, not returning to where you were, sure, understandable. But this, I mean, just dreadful team. Absolutely dreadful team. And then in the West, we talked about OKC. They've clinched the division at this point. Spurs are at 2. They've locked up a playoff spot. Then you got the Lakers at 3, Rockets 4, Nuggets 5. Timberwolves 6 and Suns at 7, all at least guaranteed a play-in spot. So the West is really sort of set itself up. And then it's the Clippers, Trailblazers, and the Warriors 8 through 10. So we talked about that earlier. It looks like those teams are... And then you got another drop-off to the 11 spot. So it looks like those are going to be, unless saying that something wonky happens, those are going to be your 10 teams in the East and the West going in for the play-in. So we're getting close to it, man. It's almost time. Let's do this one, worst trades. ESPN ranked the top worst NBA transactions since last summer. I want to get your opinion on these.
Oh, okay, for last summer.
Since last summer. We'll start with number 10 and we'll work our way up. Number 10, Cavaliers trade for Lonzo Ball. That was one of their worst trades of the summer. Number 9, Magic's sign Tyus Jones. Okay. I don't know this guy. Knicks sign Gershon Yabusele? I'm not butchering his name.
Is that the guy from
I don't even know.
France that dunked on LeBron?
Maybe. I don't have any clue. This is the first time I've even ever seen his name. The Kings at number 6, the Kings trade for Saric and Dennis Schroeder. That did not really do much for the Kings. The Raptors extend Jacob Poeltl. There's some weird names on this list of trades that are like apparently the worst.
You forgot Dorian Finney. Rockets signed Dorian Finney-Smith.
Oh, that's right. They did. That did make the list. The Pelicans signed Kevin Looney and trade for Jordan Poole was number 4. That didn't really do a whole lot. Number 3 was the Clippers replaced Norman Powell with Bradley Beal and Chris Paul.
Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
To me, that should have been number 1.
Yeah, because Chris Paul got cut. And Bradley's just not. Yeah.
He's still hurt. He won't be back till next season.
Yeah. Pelicans at number 2. Pelicans trade their unprotected 2026 first-round pick to move up from 23 to 13 in the draft. You traded an unprotected first-round pick to move up to 13.
Isn't that where they took Derek Queen?
Is that what happened there?
Because that unprotected, is that the unprotected?
That was the unprotected pick. Yeah.
Was that the Hawks pick?
I think so.
When they traded to the Hawks?
And then the number 1 on the list was Bucks waive and stretch Damian Lillard to sign Miles Turner. and we just talked about how dreadful the Bucks are right now. And they owe Dame a lot of money.
It's tough, boy.
A lot of money. So those were your worst trades. I'll tell you who's very happy today. JSN.
Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Him and the Seahawks agreed to a 4-year, $168.6 million contract extension, which includes $120 million guaranteed.
$42 million a year.
He's gonna, the highest played wide receiver in NFL history.
Until Puka signs.
Until somebody else comes in and breaks the record on their.
Which Puka Nakua. The funny thing about that is, not that the Rams probably don't even care, and they probably knew this was coming as well. I almost would have thought the Rams would have tried to get their deal done first, because now,
now you have a bar to set.
I don't think Puka gets a lot more than this, but I do think he gets a little more. I think he gets a little more than this.
But here's the thing, though. Will he? Because this dude just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
I know Puka. I know he's probably the number one receiver out there. But will he get it, though?
Yeah, he'll get it.
He'll get it.
He'll get it.
100% he'll get it.
He'll get it.
Okay.
He's and I like JSN, but I do think Puka's better, and Puka's been more consistent. And, Puka's a 5th-round pick. The fact that the way that the Rams have been able to, and they did the same thing with Cooper Kupp, who's a 3rd-round pick. The way that Sean McVay and them guys have been able to find gems in the later part of the draft, it's been nothing. It's worked out well for them. So I think when you find a guy like this in the 5th round who's become this sensation in the league and one of the best, if not the best receiver in the league, I think they take care. They keep him there. Most of that going to be eaten up by taxes anyway.
It's California. Effing California, baby.
So that's
unless he does like Shohei and push the shit
push
out.
it to the
do the whole pay me $2 million a year and then you owe me $68 million a year till I'm 104. Yeah. The only NBA news we didn't touch on was the announcement of OKC's new Coliseum, the Continental Coliseum. They're going to be building out in OKC, which means for the first time in a long time we have a Coliseum back in the NBA. It's going to be called the Continental Coliseum.
Who's the last Coliseum?
I don't remember.
I know I played in one. Is the Oakland Coliseum?
Maybe,
Was it called that for a minute?
Might have been. Let's ask AI and see what AI knows.
Oakland Coliseum. I don't know if it was.
Was it called Oakland Coliseum?
I never knew of any. I'm trying to think basketball in reference to.
What was the last Coliseum in the NBA? Let's see what Claude knows about this.
You call your AI Claude?
Yeah, no, that's the name of the AI I use. It's called Claude.
Claude.
Charlotte Coliseum. And Charlotte closed in 2005.
Okay.
So you did play in the Charlotte Coliseum against the Charlotte Bobcats. How about that? Yeah, that was the last one.
Okay.
So, there you go. And Claude is, by the way, the AI I've been using now. That's not his name. That's the name of the program. So, I blew off ChatGPT now. I'm using Claude.
Interesting.
There's your AI news of the week. But anyway, if you haven't seen the renderings of the OKC new Coliseum that they're building, dude, that thing looks ridiculous. But that's how everything is now. Now it's like if you're going to announce a new stadium or a new... dude, the renderings are sick. So go online and look them up. All right, let's do Big Shot of the Week. And then we'll play this week's game, Fake News. Big Shot of the Week's going to go to a guy named Jimmy Darts. I don't know if you've ever heard of Jimmy. He's a social media philanthropist. Like, his whole deal is he makes videos going around helping people out. So he shot a video at a store where he rewarded a kid. He watched the kid and his grandma shopping in the store, and he goes, "Hey, I think you dropped this." And he gives him like a $100 bill. And the kid goes, "No, that's not. I didn't drop that. That's not me." And he goes, "Well, for your good deed, I'm giving you $1,000." So he gives the kid $1,000, and like him and the kid, the grandma fall apart, and he starts talking to the grandma. The grandma lost her job. She's doing her best to take care of the kid. And the kid said that God had blessed him, even though they've been running on hard times lately. He says, "I still feel blessed by God." So he posts this story, and then, of course, the internet does all the good things the internet does sometimes. They started a GoFundMe so they could get the grandma a new car because she didn't have a car and all this other stuff. And they wanted to do something nice for this family. And the GoFundMe raised $150,000.
There you go.
In the span of like a week or two. So he got to go back to this family and give him $150,000 cash. Grandma got a car. Kid got a brand new Xbox. And I mean, it's. I'll play a little bit of the audio for you because it's one of those like feel good, like it's just a great story.
I have $150,000 for you.
$150,000!
Yes, you're gonna have a place to live. You're gonna be taken care of. People love you guys so much. You deserve this. And there's your new car. We also wanted to bless you with something, Cody. So there you go, man. The new Xbox.
Oh my God!
There you go.
I just like when people do good things for others.
That's what's up. Man.
I just like that stuff. I'm not thrilled with the music. And when he gets that soft-spoken tone, he
I was a little thrown off by that voice that he put on, but I get it. I do get it, but it was a little.
Like this. It's a little weird.
It was a little.
But he's a good dude. And, he actually uses the internet to do good things. So it's like
he does a lot of great things.
Yeah, I can't knock the guy. He's good. He's good people. He's good people. And I'm look, folks, use the internet for good.
Huh.
You can use it for dumb stuff. You can use it to get Rob's name in front of Draymond Green. But like, use it for good. You know what I mean? Use it for good. Help people out.
You talking on deaf ears right now to everybody else.
I guess you're right.
Everybody, let's get Robert Horry the attention that he deserves.
Damn straight, Draymond Green. Give that man the attention he deserves. All right, well, we talked about the quadruple amputee who is a pro cornhole player who allegedly shot and killed an acquaintance during an argument and then drove off with the body. So many things in that sentence that I didn't ever think a quadruple amputee could do. Cornhole, fire a gun, and drive a car. So, if he wasn't murdering people, I'd say props to this guy because he's kind of figured out the cheat code here. But I did dig in. It is a real story. So we're going to play fake news. I'm going to give you a news headline.
Mm-hmm.
You gentlemen just have to tell me if this is real or if it's fake news. So we'll start with the first one. Drug-addicted mice raided a police evidence locker in Italy. Is that real news or fake news?
I would say true because that sounds like the raccoon.
The drunk raccoon who broke in the liquor store? I love that raccoon.
Drug-addicted mice
raided a police evidence locker in Italy.
I'll say true. That's
all right,
crazy enough to be true.
Everybody goes true. Everybody gets a point. Yeah, an evidence locker had 180 tons of confiscated narcotics. Mice got in. And the police officials said they were struggling to combat drug-addicted rodents, trying to get them out of the locker, and they were all hopped up on God knows what. So, yes.
I was ready to say, I would love to know what they were hopped up on because you think about how many labs use those and test them.
Mm-hmm.
So those like, oh, shit, let's go.
This mice up on coke. He run up. All right, number 2. A Florida man attempts to register his pet alligator as an emotional support animal. Airport disagrees.
You know what?
True.
I've seen people try to register very, very, very strange animals as emotional support animals.
This is true.
And I think this could be false, but I'm going to say true.
All right, everybody's going true. Everybody is getting the buzzer. That's a big story. Yeah, that's not a real.
Probably.
But you're right. You're right.
Sounds true.
It does sound true. That's the whole point of the game. All right, number 3. Man sues ChatGPT after it convinced him to quit his job and move to Portugal.
True.
I've been quick on this one.
I'm gonna say false. He hopes he ain't that dumb to listen to ChatGPT. I know a lot of people listen to ChatGPT.
I just asked it a question 4 seconds ago on this show. But thankfully, Rob, you're on the right side of history on this one. It was that's fake news. Yeah, thankfully. Now there are people who have sued ChatGPT over some really stupid stuff because apparently it gives advice, which is not a good move. All right, number 4. Oklahoma passed a law permitting chickens to fight robot opponents, with the caveat that no harm would come to the chickens. Oklahoma passed a law permitting chickens to fight robot opponents, with the caveat that no harm would come to the chickens.
It's so crazy that it sounds true, but I'm gonna go false just because I hope this has to be false.
Oh, back in the game is Brandon Harper. No, that's true. That's Oklahoma, baby. What are you talking about? Oklahoma. We'll fight some robots versus chickens. Sign me up, dude.
Ain't got nothing else to do out there.
Sign me up.
If Sooner football ain't going on and the Thunder ain't playing, they ain't got nothing else to do.
Is that what's that? Robot Chicken? Is that what's that
Yes,
show?
that's exactly right. Robot Chicken. Yeah,
Adult Swim.
That's how it works, man. That's what they meant. This is actually, I believe, the new halftime entertainment at the new Coliseum they're building in OKC, if I'm not mistaken. You're gonna get chickens versus robots at halftime. All right, number 5. A public restroom in China went viral for dispensing toilet paper only after users scan a QR code and watch an advertisement. So it's a public restroom. If you use the restroom to get TP, you have to scan the QR code, watch an ad.
False.
I'm gonna say true.
All right. Back in the game is Robert Horry. That's true. There's a real story from China. Now, they said the goal behind this is to reduce toilet paper wastage. Meaning, like, people that just rip a mountain of toilet paper. But, like, there's so many problems, though. Like, what if your phone's dead? Or, like, you don't have your phone? Or...
what if it's a kid and they're not allowed a phone?
Yeah, or, like, what happens if it doesn't work? Like, you scan the QR code, you watch the ad, no TP comes out. You're screwed? So, yeah, so many
Tear
problems.
that bitch up.
But
yank it off the wall.
yeah. Oh, God. I don't want to be in there. I'm good. Thank you. All right. Number 6. A goat was elected mayor of a small Texas town for the 3rd consecutive term and already faces ethics investigations.
You said Texas? True.
How we do in Texas?
Stupid. That's so stupid.
It is very stupid.
True.
All right. Rob said true?
Yeah.
Harp said true? Mm-hmm. Thankfully, that did not happen. But we do have towns that, like, elect dogs as their mayor and stuff like that. That's a thing that has happened. Mayor Sparky. All right. Number 7. Apple releases new feature that predicts arguments before they happen. Couples are already fighting about it.
That's crazy.
So Apple AI has a feature now that will predict an argument before it happens based on what you're using your phone for. And apparently it's already causing arguments with couples. Is that real or is that fake?
All right. I say false.
Rob says false.
Your Harp's face.
I'm going to say true.
Brandon Harper back in the game. That's true.
Apple is just so too smart for its own good to where it comes up with stuff like this.
Look, you don't have to give us a reason to fight. We have plenty of reasons to fight. You don't have to give us reasons. I predict that you're going to fight about don't bring it up. Don't bring it up, Apple. This is why we do it in incognito mode, buddy.
Right.
All right. A man in Salt Lake City in our last story attacked someone with a wooden stake, telling police he believed the victim was a werewolf trying to kill him. Is that real news or fake news?
I'm going to say false, even though it's
I'm going to say fake, too, because werewolves are not stakes.
No, it's a real story, though. Yeah,
it's
a real story. Look, man, if you attack a guy thinking he's a werewolf, they're not using the rationale of will the stake kill him or not. They're just not using that rationale. You already attacked a man because you thought he was a werewolf. So I don't think those people are in their right mind. So that was a real story that actually happened. So that's real.
Thanks for the shout out, I suppose, Robert Horry.
You're welcome, Draymond. We appreciate you, buddy.
Oh, Draymond, man.
I'm totally calling this week's episode "Thanks for the Shout Out, Robert Horry," too. By the way.